Been organized around this. One of the reasons that I've supported taxing billionaires more to be able to pay for healthcare is I just think it's a fundamental issue of fairness and equality. I mean, we have 19 billionaires in this country who are worth $3.4 trillion. That is 12% of our entire GDP. We've got more wealth concentrated in the hands of a few billionaires than during the Gilded Age. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, Vanderbilt, they had 4% of the GDP. Today, the billionaires have 12% of the GDP. It's 3 times the wealth concentration of the Gilded Age. We're in a new Gilded Age. And Trump's first bill, H.R. 1, gutted Medicaid. And you all know this. It's gutted the Medicaid services for behavioral health, for mental health counseling. And many people in California who are on Medi-Cal are going to lose their health care. And at the same time, 200,000 healthcare workers are going to be losing their jobs. Some people say, oh, well, this union SEIU is self-interested. Of course they're self-interested. Their job is to make out for 200,000 healthcare workers. I mean, if you call being self-interested, making sure that healthcare workers aren't being fired, that nurses, aides aren't being fired, that home care workers aren't being fired, I guess every union in that way is self-interested for standing up for working class Americans. But I don't think that California is well served to have 200,000 healthcare workers lose their jobs and to have 2 million people kicked off healthcare. And then with the Affordable Care Act subsidies being cut, we're going to have more people who are on the exchange losing their health care or having huge deductibles. So my view is that California needs to do whatever we can with the extraordinary wealth we're producing to make sure that people don't lose their health care, to make sure that healthcare jobs are not cut. Now, people don't like that I've said that. I even have a challenger this time running against me, funded by some billionaires. But ultimately, I'm strong enough to be able to go up against greed. I believe that ultimately we need to be for working families in this country. We need to have a new economic deal in this country where the wealth we're generating actually pay for, in my view, Medicare for all, universal health care, child care at $10 a day, more affordable housing, a living wage, so that every person is participating. But right now we have a crisis, and that crisis is the health care that is being lost by Californians. And I'm not going to just watch wealth pile up and our fellow neighbors, our fellow citizens lose their health care, our fellow workers lose their jobs. That's just not my values. Santa Clara County was one of the first counties in the entire country that supported single payer health care. And so this is what I'm committed to and what I'm really pushing to fight for. Can you hear me?
We can.
Good. Did folks have some questions that I could answer or comments?
Yes, I'm sure we do have some questions. Would you prefer we keep it focused on healthcare, or are you open to other questions?
Anything.
Okay. Oh, that's a big one. Anything. I'll be the judge from the room. Okay. If you guys want to queue up, we'll take as many as we.
Could you talk about the War Powers Act and why 4 Democrats didn't vote for it?
So
as you know, Massey,
yeah,
Massey and I led both on the Epstein Transparency Act. It's the most significant bill that passed, and we led on the War Powers Act together. 4 Democrats didn't vote for it. I was very disappointed. I was working very hard. We're spending $1 billion a day on this war. For 50 days that we may be in Iran, we could free public college for everyone in America. And, Cuellar has been conservative. I didn't expect him. I was hoping we would get Landsman was hoping we would get Vargas and Golden, who's retiring. But we pushed hard. But the fact that we got 200 is pretty good. The next fight, though, is no new funding. I am leading the fight to make sure not a single dollar goes to this Iran operation, and not a single new dollar to ICE. I mean, that has to be our moral line. And the partnership with Massey has really been consequential in making sure that we uh, both get the Epstein files and stop these wars. And our next battle is going to be to stop the funding.
Excellent, thank you. I'm gonna find somebody else in the room. You can come up here so it can be on the camera.
Mr. Khanna, if Senator Mark Wayne is able to take over the Department of Homeland Security, you would then be working in two different branches of the government, legislative and executive. Is that even possible?
Well, he would have to resign. He'd have to resign as senator, and he'd have to be confirmed. I mean, I think that the point is Trump is just signaling that he should be confirmed.
We didn't hear anything about that. I was hoping that if Congress wanted to know anything, he would be obliged to tell you. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. He'd be
Other questions? Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had any input on the financial Epstein documents that another person in Congress is trying to get released, but Scott Bessent will not release them. I hear that he is indicated in a lot of the documents as well. And it'd be nice to see how all of that is connected with the sex trafficking ring.
Are you talking about the Treasury Department documents?
Yes.
Yes, the law requires they be released. They haven't released them yet. Half the files haven't been released, and we're pushing for the Treasury Department documents to be released. That would show a lot of the financial crimes. And as you know, some of the crimes, like Lord Mendelsohn in Britain and the former Prince Andrew, they've been convicted of financial fraud, and we need to get those financial transaction records. And and in addition to the men's names in the survivor statements.
Thank you. Got another hand over here. Don't be shy.
First of all, Ro, I want to thank you very much for your leadership on the Epstein files. When I see you and Nancy talk about it, it just makes me, it chokes me up because I really appreciate. Yeah, I know we all do. And you should hear how much you appreciate it. Secondly, sorry. Secondly, are any of the issues around the missing ballot boxes that Tulsi Gabbard apparently took for the irregularities?
No, come in, come in.
Okay.
Thank you for the kind words on the partnership with Massey. It's really the survivors, though, that have been the heroes. The survivors are the ones that really are pushing this, and I have been seeing them break down in tears in my office and be emotional, and I appreciate how much they've gone through, and it's really just heartbreaking. Over 1,200 of them abandoned by this country for 30 years. On the missing ballot boxes, I think we just have to be more vigilant. And Hakeem Jeffries is convening a meeting every week on ensuring that there is election security, that we're going to uplift our election officials, that we're going to have election observers, that they're not going to be able to steal this election in the midterms. And we have to be very much on guard, and that they could send ICE, they could try to get people off the ballot rolls, and all of us and all of you, it's going to take all of us. So I really appreciate it and know that we know the urgency. So let's maybe one more question, and then I'm sharing the green room here with been very patient.
I appreciate them, and I appreciate that it is 10:30 almost there, so on the daylight savings time. I guess my last question is a two-parter. How can we help, and what is giving you hope right now? It feels like a lot.
Yeah, well, what was giving me hope is that finally people are seeing through Trump, even some of the MAGA base. I mean, Epstein, he's underwater. People in the MAGA base have said that they disapprove of him. It's the first time that we have actually worked with Trump voters on something where they are supporting our side in holding these people accountable and are turning on Trump. It's never happened since Trump came down the escalator. What's giving me hope is there's part of his base that does not want us to be in this war in Iran and is turning on him. What's giving me hope is that there are people who voted for him are horrified by ICE's abuse and how they're going after American citizens and how they're going after, in a rogue way, immigrants. He is losing support. And what we need to do is continue to mobilize with this new No Kings protest. I'm going to be back in Fremont for it, one of the biggest ones coming up with our young people. I was with Bernie at Stanford, 1,800 people showed up. Young people are mobilized. The people across the country are mobilized, and all of you are mobilized. And I believe that if we continue to mobilize, we will win the midterm elections. We will take back the House of Representatives and have a good chance at the Senate and start to take this country back. But it's going to take all of us, and I'm so grateful to all of you for your leadership, activism, your passion. This is the time the country needs it, and your advocacy really matters.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. Wonderful to see you.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that was cool. Okay, let me pivot back. I know you're all here to see me. All right. Where were we? Let's see here. Okay. Thank you for coordinating that. Let's give her a huge round of applause. And we'll find out a little later perhaps how we can get involved in the California billionaires tax. And also I would be remiss if I didn't plug my boss's bill, CalCare, which is one of the solutions to the problem we're having with the medical system here in California. So, okay, I'm gonna pivot now to our announcements and action items from Indivisible. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay. So if you haven't been here before, everything that I announced during the meeting, you can find at the QR code here. This is our link tree. So it'll open up and it'll tell you all the upcoming events that we've got going on, all the actions. You don't have to take a picture of every single slide, although I will post them later tonight when I get home. There's a lot of calls to action from Big Indivisible. First of all, if you're new here, you may or may not have read the Indivisible Guide. I recommend that you read it. It's linked on our link tree. This is the third iteration of it. It was written by congressional staffers. It's really basic. It involves things like calling your elected officials and only the ones that are your elected officials. It feels good to scream at Chuck Schumer. Sometimes I do it too, but know that it's more effective to call and thank Khanna if he represents you, or thank your assembly member, or tell them, hey, I saw your vote on such and such bill, and I need you to do better. Good news is half of this document, the most recent version, is either finding an indivisible group or founding your own. So there's very little left, but I think it is worthwhile to read if you haven't read it in a while. Tells you why the work matters and what makes it work. So check that out. Also, every week, the founders of Indivisible, Leah Greenberg and her husband Ezra Levin, meet at noon Eastern time. They carve out an hour to talk about what's happening during that week and what the plan is going forward. These are super uplifting conversations. It's people from all over the country. If you don't get to watch it live, you can watch the recordings on YouTube, but it talks a lot about the strategy. So right now they'll probably, I would guess, be talking about what the plan is for the war in Iran, what we should be doing, who we should be putting pressure on, what we should be saying when we're calling, what our letters to the editor should be saying. So I do recommend these once a week. I'm good? Okay. Also, as you heard the congressman say, we don't want any more funding, not a single dollar more going to the ICE terror machine. If you called last week, fantastic. Guess what? Call again this week. Call your senator, call your member of Congress, telling them they need to stop funding. We are not going to negotiate on the backs of immigrants in this country. We are not going to have our cities terrorized, like Minneapolis has been. So we're asking for no more funding for DHS, including ICE and Border Patrol. The great thing about these indivisible calls to action is if you follow the QR code, it takes you to a call script. So it'll tell you exactly what to say. If I tell you you need to call your senator about 2 things, you only need to make 1 phone call. You can tell the staff, I'm calling, my name is so-and-so, I'm calling from this zip code, that matters. They will record your comment if you are a constituent. I can tell you from experience, we will not record your comments if you're from out of our district. We can't. At the federal and state level, at least. And I know for sure not at the San Jose city level either. So first call is ICE out for good. All right, is anyone here involved in higher education? Or does anyone have a student or someone who they love that goes to college? I have 3 college kids now. Tomorrow is the Stand Up for Campus Freedom organizing call. It is taking place at 3:30 p.m. to get ICE off of campuses. First of all, how ridiculous is it that we even have to be worried about ICE on campuses at our public universities? So this is specifically meant for folks who don't necessarily have a presence on campus right now. So if you're an alumni of a college, just a concerned person or a loved one of someone on campus, I highly recommend you tune into this and see how we can take action. I alluded to this, my boss is Assemblymember Clara. We represent the district that includes San Jose State. We work in very close partnership with our public university. So if you do live in one of these districts that represents a university, it is especially important that you're putting pressure on. They're receiving a ton of pressure. Reiterate again what a difficult thing it was for the university to do the right thing, but they have to do the right thing and protect all of their students. So if you can attend this, that is fantastic. Okay, while you're calling to tell them no more money for ICE, tell them also stop this war in Iran. Nobody is for this. Who wanted this? Only people in the Epstein files wanted this because it's distracted us for a few days. But Congress needs to take action, so let them know that no war with Iran. All right, I'm very excited to bring up Lisa. Is it you tonight? From South Bay Swing Left. Please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you. Not tall enough for this mic. So I'll keep it quick because we have a lot going on. Bring up my slides. I wanted to point out for our action this evening, we have postcards as usual. Tonight, we're writing about the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Some of you will remember in 2025, we worked very hard to get a progressive on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. We fought against Elon Musk, who put $2 million into a Supreme Court race, and we kicked his ass. So he is not getting involved in, but conservatives has stepped down. We have the opportunity to fill that seat with a progressive woman. Yay, double bonus. So the postcards help. You can also get on the phone. It's on our Linktree site to make calls to voters in Wisconsin, Wisconsin Dems. But these are important races to keep the 4-3 majority. And we just heard today that another Wisconsin conservative justice has announced she's stepping down. So we will later in the year, I guess, or next year be voting to replace her, which would hopefully give them a 5-2 majority in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. So a long message about postcards, but they do help. And so Carol is holding up some packets in the back. If you don't want to write them this evening, you can take them home, and the postage stamps are in there. I should also mention we have stamps for sale. when we were writing letters, we bought tons of letter stamps and we got lots of donations, and we hate to use them on postcards. So if you are writing love letters or fan mail or Valentine's or, you know, whatever you like to write, and you need stamps, we can sell them to you tonight, and we'll use that money to buy postcard stamps. So please see Coley at the back if that's what you'd like to do. Next slide, please. So our meeting in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing preparation for No Kings. I was thrilled to see virtually 100% of the hands going up that you're going to be there. Wonderful. We have to make this the biggest peaceful protest in US history. Yes. So we need you all to be there with your friends, your neighbors, your family, your colleagues, the cashier at the grocery store that sees your button and says, oh, what's that about? You need to get everybody out there. On a Saturday afternoon, it's a lovely way to spend the day. Afterwards, we're going to meet at San Pedro Square to have a little beverage. So please join us. We will, as we usually do, have, I don't have a picture of it, have our table under the trees in the park. And if anybody would like to volunteer and help us staff the table, we sell buttons and we talk to people about the importance of getting involved with Indivisible and Swing Left. We'd love some help. So I just so happen to have a clipboard to sign you up if you would like to volunteer for a shift of an hour or two. So please see me if you're interested. We will also have someone from the Gandhi team to talk about being safe at the protest and how to keep things peaceful. So please join us for that. And we'll have an update on our ground truth campaign, our canvassing effort, this new strategy that Swing Left has implemented nationwide. And I see some faces out here that have been canvassing before, but have not signed up to come on to ground truth with me. So I see you. And if you would like to sign up for ground truth, I have a clipboard for that too. So you never have too many clipboards. So please, Lee, see you. We will be canvassing next Saturday in Los Banos, which is a most scenic little town in California. And we'd love to have you join us there. And then again in April. And we will train you completely on the ground truth campaign. So please join us. And yeah, lastly, we will have an update on CD 22. The wretched David Valadeo that we need to get voted out of office once for all. And we'll have someone come and talk to us about the issues there and the Democratic candidates that are running. Next slide, please. We have an event coming up on
One more?
one more. Yeah. Oh, wait, no.
There was a blank slide in there that had nothing on it. I'm sorry, I only noticed after I was already here.
Okay, well, we'll fix that and send it to you. So on March 18th, Swing Left nationally is having a call with the head of the DNC, Ken Martin. So if you would like to hear him, and there will be an opportunity, although you need to register now and submit your questions in advance. You have an opportunity to present questions to him about when are the Democrats to get their act together, so we can bring our, ratings up, the Democratic Party ratings, and help elect Democratic candidates. So the call is on, oh gosh, now I can't read this. It's at on March 18th at 5 p.m. So I hope you'll join us for that. And then lastly, save the dates for all of the things we just talked about. And not on here is our April meeting, where we are going to have a panel on young voters. Many of us doing this for 10 years have been frustrated that we, do not see young people out at the protests. We don't see young people joining us on canvases. We talk to young people who are registering to vote and they shrug. So we wanted to talk to some young people who are engaged and get their insights on how we can connect with young voters, how you can get your kids and grandkids and neighbors' kids and everybody else to get more involved. So put that on your calendar for April. And everything that we've talked about this evening, including a lot of things that Celeste just talked about, is on our Linktree site. We put all of the visible events as well as our own and others. My sister district, which is now called Win, and Maureen from formerly Sister District is here tonight. It's gonna take me a long time to learn them. So yeah, check, it's a wonderful menu of all sorts of opportunities to get involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I wanna do a quick little straw poll of who in the room has either done postcarding or letter writing before? Awesome. Who has phone banks? Awesome, thank you. Who has door knocked? Awesome. In the past, we've been really kind about this and say, get in where you fit in, do what you're comfortable with. If you're not ready to door knock, we'll find something else for you. I cannot express to you how badly we need everybody to push through their hesitation to make those hard phone calls, to knock on doors. I hate door knocking. I'll be honest, I don't like it. I get nervous every time I go to the door, but I make myself do it for candidates that I care about. You don't have to like it, but we do all need to be out there doing all of the things that we're able to do this year. So I encourage you to start psyching yourself up. We're going to be asking you to do a lot of things this year that maybe you haven't done before. I will share what I share a lot of times with new folks. I was terrified of public speaking 10 years ago. I had to, well, the whole leadership team took a shot of tequila before every meeting, and I had to have somebody sit next to me the whole time because I was so nervous. So I promise you, if I can get over my fear of public speaking, you can get over your fear of making phone calls to friendly Democrats in other states or door knocking. You can always take a buddy with you. But I just want to really encourage everybody to push yourself a little bit beyond your comfort zones, or a lot this year. And find somebody in the room who's more comfortable than you and learn from them. There's a lot of great folks who will mentor you. All right. Mary Ann, are you? Oh, you're over there tonight. You tricked me. You're usually on this side of the room. Awesome. Well, I'm just so glad you're here. Let's give Mary Ann the lead of our LGBTQIA.
So my name is Mary Ann, and I have a committee now, Becky and Martin. Just so you know, every month we do just a 5-6 minute little thing. We have a few slides. The first one is education. Then we go over some like good things that are happening. Then we go over some bad things that are happening, and then we'll do the call to action. So I will let Becky start.
First, a question. Did anybody follow the slide from the last meeting where I encouraged you to read a book about an LGBTQ person to anyone? Cool. Well, you can always go back to the slides and see what those options were. But today I want to talk to you about Trans Day of Visibility on March 31st. Just to make sure that everybody is aware of why there is this day, to make sure that we all are accepting and understanding of the people around us, and everybody's stories are different. There's a couple links here that you can follow to find out more information, and that's going to be places you can get information about how to support people. And then the second slide is a collaboration of people that I found while I was doing this research. And you can find out more about them as well for your homework for Trans Day of Visibility on March 31st.
So some good things that happened, the Attorney General of California and New York sued some hospitals in the state who had started refusing to do gender affirming care. And what was really unfortunate about that is they capitulated really early. Like they didn't have to stop care so early. but they did. So California and New York are fighting back. We don't have the update on that yet. That'll be coming out in the next few days. But just to let you know that gender affirming care, it really does help trans youth, lowering the rates of harm and suicide when these kids are able to get the care that they need. So appreciate those attorney generals in those states. And then
Next slide.
yes, exactly. Yeah. And then, so did anyone hear about Kansas? Yeah, that actually made some big news. So they passed a law that immediately denied trans people the right to have a driver's license. And there was not even like, you have a month. It was like, it's no longer valid if it doesn't match your assigned sex at birth. And if you have to go to work, then and they catch you, they could sue you for, you could get $1,000 fine, you could potentially go to jail. So this was very disturbing. Also attached to this bill was another very aggressive bathroom bill, where now people can go into the bathroom, and if they suspect you're in the wrong one, it's almost like a bounty hunter. They get like $1,000 reward for finding someone in the wrong bathroom. Also, New Hampshire is also very close to having another very, very severe bathroom ban. Yeah. So that's the bad news.
Bad about that. Here's something you can do. You can call in 5 calls, has a script right now that is for protecting trans and LGBTQ folks and making sure nothing like this gets passed in our state, and that California actually passes protective laws. Does anyone here not have 5 calls? Okay, we got one person in the back, great, a couple of people. So if you point your phone at this screen right now, hopefully I made the QR code big enough, or you can just go to the App Store, download 5 calls. It's extremely easy to use. And basically you're just calling in and saying, hey, I'd like my voice to be recorded for protecting queer and transgender rights. They give you a quick call script. It takes me 30 seconds to do each rep every day. So this is a very, very easy way. You can also, as Celeste was saying earlier, tack this ask onto No War in Iran. So just call with 2 things, you add this one.
Thank you. Okay. I'm muted. All right. Wasn't that so professional? Wouldn't you think that Mary Ann has been doing this for decades? Guess what? She came up in one meeting and said, do you guys have an LGBTQIA group, a breakout group? And I said, no, it sounds like you're volunteering. And guess what? She did volunteer. And now we have an active, healthy LGBTQIA working group who I always take their input if they have something they need to go on the link tree, if they have an action they want the group to do, we always support those things. Guess what? If you care about something like education or healthcare, there is a working group for you. And if it doesn't exist, you can be in charge. I'm empowering you to do that. We used to have one for every single topic. I can't do them all, Mara and the rest of the leadership team. We cannot do it. So if there's something that we're not covering in meetings that speaks to you and you say, this is where I want to put my effort, please be like Mary Ann and volunteer to lead a new working group. Okay. Thank you. All right, member announcements. If you sent me a slide and you know you're going to speak tonight, please queue up in line over on this side of the room. Slides are due to me before meetings by 3 p.m. on Sunday. Anyone can speak during this portion of the meeting for 2 minutes. If you asked me ahead of time, I might give you 4 minutes. I'm going to be strict on this tonight because we have about 40 minutes left and we still have the registrar of voters coming. So please queue up. If you have a slide already, you're going to get to go first. Oh, look at that. Tracy, come on down. Give Tracy a round of applause. Yeah, that one. At that camera.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and a lot of you are probably familiar already with our coffee connection, but if you're new, I'd like to just let you know that once a month, Clara, Stead, and myself have started meeting with like-minded folks for a relaxed and entertaining meeting in a local venue where we discuss progressive issues. Lately, we've been talking a lot about our feelings around those issues and where we stand when those feelings aren't very settled. And we had a new friend join us, Mike, and he was so enthusiastic. Mike, come talk to us on Monday at the meeting. So here's Mike.
We all
Can-
share You hear now?
Yeah.
So everybody in this room has a pretty common set of values politically, societal, everything like that, right? But one thing that we also share that may not always be obvious is that this is a room full of very, very nice, accommodating people, very inclusive. So I went to the coffee event on Saturday. There were about 12 people there. The time was an hour and a half. We did some rotating of the chairs. We had talking points. And I had very fulfilling conversations with at least 6 people, and many people are here tonight. I couldn't recommend that event more. There's someone, I hope to see you at a future one on April.
April 4th
Yeah.
is what it said.
Great. By the way, I just sit around, drink coffee all morning on Saturday. I have a very low energy person. This event is designed people and certainly these people I would hope to see you there. Highly recommend.
Thank you.
The name of the place is sent out when people RSVP, just for security. We like to keep it incognito, but sign up to attend and you'll be given the location. And always in the local area.
If you sign up using the QR code, so which is also on our link tree, or if you need help signing up, I guarantee you this lovely woman here will help you sign up. But yeah, for safety reasons.
Thank you to Tracy and Clarice and every other one.
Thank you. All righty. I wanted to highlight coming up this Saturday, there's a South Bay mass training. I know we were talking at the beginning of the year about non-cooperation and what that means. We can anticipate an increase in ICE raids in our area. Certainly, yeah. It's going to get worse in all likelihood. So we want to teach you how to safely organize, take direct action, participate in strikes and boycotts, and how to protect our community. So this is a great way. There's a training here that you can sign up for. Also, Mimi, I know you're here somewhere. Yes. How many of you know what flock is? You've been hearing about flock? Okay.
Hi, everyone. Flock is a kind of surveillance that cities, municipalities were told that it would be harmless, and it's not. And so ICE is using it, Department of Homeland Security is using it, so we want it at San Jose. So tomorrow, there's a rally at San Jose City Hall at 12:30, then to go into City Hall at 1:30, and there's a QR code here on the flyer that is also on the link tree.
That's right. Great. Thank you. Okay, then.
Okay. So we also have coming up with Remove the Regime. There are 3 important dates coming up, as you all know. So there's a lobby day in DC, then No King State 3 on 3/28, right? March 28th. Woo! And then there's a resistance training in DC the next day on the 29th. And then on the 30th, there is direct lobbying. So next slide, please. Oh, that's okay. So you can sign up to find out more about direct lobbying on the 30th. And the Remove the Regime, they want impeachment, right? They want release the Epstein files, no war in Iran, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something.
And I am too. I can't help you. I'm so sorry.
Okay. And then finally, as we're all fighting against authoritarianism, through Third Act, which is an outstanding organization, is how older folks can get involved in fighting authoritarianism. So we have 3 virtual events coming up, 3 trainings that you can sign up for to learn how to do more. It's not, everyone feels safe marching in the street. We recognize that. Not everyone, maybe not want to march in the street or can't march in the street. And we recognize that as well. So here are some free trainings coming up with the outstanding group, Third Act by Bill McKibben, on how everyone can get involved. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. John Kaminsky.
Good evening. I'm John Kaminsky. I'm the Communications Director for the Santa Clara County Democratic Party and some other stuff. On the 3rd Thursday of the next 2 months, on the 19th this month and the 16th next month, I'll be giving a presentation at the county party headquarters, 2901 Moore Park. It's called Communications for Candidates. It's some very basic rudimentary information for people who've never run for office before, or who are just thinking about it, or maybe they ran once and weren't successful, or if you want to work on a campaign, or if you're just curious, or if you like corny jokes. You can sign up for this training. The URL and the QR code are on the dessert table in the back. Please do let me know that you're coming. Last week, the county party endorsed 4 people that are running for city council. 2 of those 4 people took this class.
Ooh.
I know that correlation is not causality, but yeah, it is. But I also don't believe in coincidences. So if you are running or thinking of running, or you know somebody that's thinking of running, or you know somebody who should be thinking of running, tell them to sign up. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, Dolan, come on up. You get bonus points if you can do your announcements in 1 minute.
I want to say before anything, thank you, Lan, and thank you, Celeste, for making this democracy more. Thank you.
Wouldn't work if nobody showed up, so thank you for being here.
I recently helped an 80-year-old Iranian immigrant professor do his taxes through this organization over at Campbell Community Center. So if you know anyone who needs their taxes done for free, go sign up. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, now it's a free-for-all, as long as you stay under 2 minutes. Please introduce yourself as you come to the mic.
Hello, my first OCI meeting, so
That's the camera right there.
Gotcha. So thank you. I was planning on coming here and telling you all that I'm running for city council in District 3. However, 94 signatures that I obtained, only 45 of them qualified, which was very odd how that happened. But my mission does not change. So I'm a doctor of psychology. My mission is moving humanity forward, building conscious community, a supportive and sustainable San Jose. I want to see more thrivability here. I had some questions for you still that, when did we collectively quit the will to aspire to great ideals like free healthcare and free education and having our resources supplied to us by these governmental systems that have been we have 250 years of the United States government, and our systems are still dependent on our tax dollars, and then we don't see returns on those tax dollars. That like the investments of those tax dollars, we don't see returns on that money for 50 years. There was something locally in San Jose. We won't see a return on our money spent for 50 years. Another one was 100 years to see that return on it is insane to me. But again, my name is Travis Gray. Gray for San Jose is nice and easy to remember for some future election. But moving humanity forward is my movement. I'm a doctor of transpersonal psychology. You can feel free to connect with me, grayforsanjose@gmail.com. I have a podcast that is gray transforms as well. I look forward to being at more of these meetings.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you again. My name is Gordon Chester. I am running for San Jose City Council, District 9. I am one of the two people speaking about. I have a lot to share for the last month, actually, though. So I want to get into a little bit. Last month, I have been absolutely honored to be supported by not just a labor union who are plumber steam fitters, local 393. I have also been solely endorsed by San Jose YIMBY, and I have also just recently been endorsed by the Santa Clara County Democratic Party. I am running for safety and sustainability and here to try to motivate everybody here to see an investment in San Jose whole cloth to be a leader within Silicon Valley, to make sure that our other cities can also make sure that we have safe ways for our kids and our adults, our seniors to be able to live more independently, safely, and making sure that we can live, thrive, and retire in San Jose in a way that we can all afford. Thank you so much. If you'd like to learn more, I also have a clipboard with some QR codes. It has my website on it, and it also has the donation QR code on it. I cannot do this alone and really appreciate your support. I will be here all night for you and to answer any questions that you may have. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Right. Good evening, Democrats. My name is Garrett Grassley. I'm the progressive governor of California. You can check out the website, grassleyforgovernor.com. I also took John's class. Very good. A few announcements. I have a webinar tomorrow at 7 p.m. sponsored by the Silicon Valley Democratic Club. Also, there's an interview that I did with the Truth OC, that's Orange County, that's online. And also, I'll be part of a Democratic gubernatorial forum in San Joaquin Valley Democratic Party in Fresno. And so that will also be on. So I'll send all that information to Celeste, and let's stay together. Let's be Democrats. Let's support the party. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth, and I was here once before with a friend of mine, Tamara. We led a presentation for Black History Month, and I'm here again because I want to pose the question for all of you as thought, and also as a fairly young person. Someone had asked about how do we get young people to be more involved in the No Kings protest, and so I want to reiterate that young people do protest. I was actually at a protest for International Women's Day yesterday, and one of the things that like young people are looking for is sincere engagement, disruption, knowing that what we do will make a difference. And so I pose to you the question for No King's Day as trying to do something closer, more closely aligned with civil disobedience, knowing that this Trump regime, they don't really care about us as people. They only care about the money. And so I think it's important that we're able to disrupt in a financial way, in a peaceful way, in a nonviolent way, but nevertheless a disruption and taking from what has occurred with previous anti-war protests, such as the war against Vietnam. And so please consider that, and hopefully we can all come together in order to make a difference and let them know that there are consequences for their illegal wars that they want to start. There are consequences for all the harm that they want to inflict the people across our country. Thank you.
I'm Christina. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm Christina Delafuente. I'm a registered nurse, live in South San Jose. We are, as you know, I am running around Santa Clara County like a border collie, trying to
just like bring us all together around funding solutions for HR1. We all passed Measure A. Thank God, and which is an ongoing conversation that we have to pay attention to, because, by the way, TA Rosen has filed a lawsuit that is blocking that money, so we have to email TA Rosen to tell him to drop that lawsuit so that the Measure A funding goes towards healthcare. So actually that's one of the most urgent things that we have to do, is to email DA Rosen, tell him to drop the lawsuit. In April, that's when the sales tax is supposed to take effect. And we really need that funding to go directly towards healthcare, because that's the will of the people. Number two, we are collecting signatures for the California billionaire tax that will cover the rest of the deficit that was caused by HR1. And we need 50 more volunteers to help us gather signatures in Santa Clara County. Thank you so much.
I'm Tom. I have been canvassing businesses in San Jose, along with several other people to let people know about their constitutional rights in the event that ISOCD raises the businesses. We've got another training scheduled for this Thursday, the 12th at 10:30 a.m. in San Jose, and I think you should talk to me after the meeting to get the details. They would like everyone to sign up so that the trainers can bring the right amount of materials for the canvas. The trainers are from Working Partnerships, nonprofit in San Jose. And they're giving us materials like this, know your rights materials for the workers and managers so that they know what to do and what to say if ICE or CBP comes to raid the business. And we also have information about how to distinguish a judicial warrant from an administrative warrant, and where to put signs in the business to mark off private areas that ICE can't legally enter. So if you'd like to canvass businesses, it's very rewarding, and we've got thousands of businesses to reach, so we need lots of canvassers. You'll see me after the meetings, I think.
I'll post it on the link tree too. You're gonna send me the slide.
So after all that inspiration, we have something mundane to take care of, which is the dishes. We need a volunteer to take home the dishes. And I'm gonna ask the leadership of these meetings to close the potluck and get everybody to return their dishes. You know, by now it should be over. Instead, we're gonna wait to the very end and we'll be waiting, if you don't want. So volunteer for the dishes, anybody?
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jerry.
Appreciate it. This is all the mundane stuff that keeps us here though until 10 p.m. So we appreciate your volunteering.
I have two quick things. I've seen an amazing sticker in the past where businesses and such support our community. So like an anti-eye sticker, if somebody is creative, that'd be really cool. If businesses could pop it up, that's one thing. But if you're kind of tired of all what's going on right now, tomorrow the film festival in San Jose, CineQuest is starting, one best film festival in the country a few years back. So we get some inspirational films and tons of filmmakers there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Last call for member announcements. Okay, well then, with that, I am very excited to welcome the very patient group that has joined us from the Santa Clara County Registrar of Voters. Please give them a warm welcome. And I'm gonna do another straw poll while you guys are walking up here. How many of you have done voter registration before? How many of you have worked at a polling place or done work with the ROV before? Okay, so we're not all total newbies in the room. I love it.
Hi, well, my name is Albert and this is my coworker Maria. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Right here. Okay. Sure. Great.
Can you, if you point it, yeah, at your face.
Sorry.
There you go. Thank
We
you.
also have Natalie and Grace sitting in the back who work with POD. They're running the booth, which has information for everyone here, like things like registration forms, stickers, and just general information to help everyone be involved with the upcoming election that we have in June. Me and Maria specifically work in voter registration. So what we really try to do is get everyone involved, and teach people how to register to vote and get other people registered, which can be beneficial to everyone here. Since you guys are going to rally like the No Kings protest and all those things, you can get engaged with people that are there and make sure that everyone can voice themselves come election time. And so our main goal today is to teach you the registration form, kind of go through each section. And so that everyone here kind of knows what we're looking for on our end when we're in the office, make sure that we can process each voter and each person. So the first qualification is making sure that they check the yes on the box, if they're registered, if they want to register, and if they are a US citizen and over 18 years old. You guys can also have them pre-register if they're under 18 and want to just get registered early and be processed in our system. Step two, which is important, is making sure that they put their legal name so that we have their first and last name. We have it a lot where people kind of sign up fast and forget to put their last name. And so we can't activate them unless they put their full name on the form.
And that needs to match their driver's license or their form of ID or no?
You can register. You can register under whatever name that you prefer to use.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. But you do need to make sure that when you're filling out your name, that you have your first name in the first name area, your middle name in the middle name area, and your last name in the designated last name area. Because our system will let us register you with just one name. So if you just put like Mark, it'll ask for a last name.
Okay.
They have to reach out to you.
Okay.
Question right here, yeah. We cannot ask. It's something that they have to like check off and honor, and then they're also signing at the bottom where they are.
So
yeah, it's gonna be on the fourth slide, but it will.
Yeah, you gotta check. You have to check out whether you're good and.
That's asking.
Yeah, but we're not. That's part of the form.
Yeah, but the form.
The form
The
is,
form has
and
to
the
check.
form is food secretary speak. Okay, so.
so the question is about the legality of asking folks whether they are legal citizens. And so they have to answer the question that is on the form. They have to fill out the form. You as the person helping them register don't need to ask them that verbally. You don't need to verify in any way. They are just responsible for filling out the form.
And we're not gonna deny you.
So the form will not be denied to you if you're not a US citizen.
Okay, and then the next important thing would be the date of birth. We want to make sure that everyone who's active in our system is over 18 years old. But again, if you're under 18, then you can still register, and we'll just have you as pending. So when you become 18, you go ahead and
We'll take questions at the end of the slide. Yes.
Flip in my mouth, okay, thank you. And then also, we recommend that there's either a driver's license that they put on the registration form or a social security number. It just makes our process easier, to have either one. We can still process them if they don't have it, but we have to do outreach, and try to get a hold of them to get a number. Or. You say what?
So the question is, if you're not a citizen, why would you accept the form fill out? I think the point, from my understanding, is it doesn't matter to the person helping you register to vote. It's none of their business. The person who is registered or who is a citizen or not is the one that's making the decision. I think is that correct? So I can't answer, and I don't think you can answer why, the motivation for somebody why, but there was another question in back here. Yeah. So the SAVE Act. So the federal bill is still pending. The SAVE Act is taking place in real time. So I don't know that we can predict necessarily what California would do if that passes. We don't know how that might impact the registration process. Is that correct? So the SAVE Act that's at the federal level right now that says that your last name needs to match your birth certificate. California is not in the business of looking at birth certificates to register people to vote currently.
Right, we don't look at birth certificates, we don't look at driver's license. When you're filling out the registration form, you're signing under penalty and perjury that everything you wrote on there is true and correct.
And yeah, I don't think from a legal standpoint, we could predict how, I assume California as a state would sue if the federal government said you need to enforce these rules when you're registering people to vote. But as of this moment, if you're helping people register to vote, the SAVE Act is of no bearing.
And so the next one is section 4, which is the residence address. This one's very important because we have it happen a lot where people will put their mail drop or a PO box, which they can have in section 5, which is their mailing address where we send the mail, like their ballots and stuff. But when it comes to section 4, we need an actual residence address. And let's say they don't have a home that they're at, they could put the cross streets, so they could put their own capital, a key, and we can precinct that cross street if that's where they're staying. And then they could put the PO box in section 5 so that they're still able to receive their ballot at a PO box.
Okay, we're ready. Okay, so number 7 is automatic because everybody here, if you're registered to vote, is automatically going to get a vote by mail ballot. Okay, so you don't need to do anything about that. Unfortunately, we can't remove you from receiving a vote by mail ballot because it's just part of the system now that everybody receives a vote by mail ballot if they're registered. Oh, can you go back?
Oh, sorry, it's covered. I can move that. Oops. I can't do it one-handed.
So number 6 is your previous registration history. So if you're re-registering, you can put your previous registration address where you were previously registered. That information is helpful. It does help us get you registered in our county and sometimes it'll go through into the next county and automatically cancel you there so that you're registered in our county. Number 8 is where you would select your party preference. A very common mistake is that people will register independent, but actually be meaning that they don't want to be affiliated to a party. If you do not want to be affiliated to a party, you will select no party preference. Okay. Email, phone number, that's all optional. You can select your language, how you'd prefer to receive your ballot material, voting material. It always comes English and whatever language you decide. So if you pick Vietnamese, it's gonna come
Vietnamese and English together. Okay. And then number 10 is the most important. You need to have it signed. We can't accept it if it's signed. We will try to reach out to you by sending you a new registration form. So that we can get that signature and have that ballot to you in time. Okay. That's based on the registration form. So does anybody have questions?
They say have it match, okay, in some system, you know, I don't know that license, or if it's this signature here, or.
So the question is for those joining on Zoom about the signature portion, it says it needs to match. So I know when you sign and close your ballot, you also have to include your signature. What does it need to match? Okay, so one, it could match any other registration form you have had in your history. If you register online or register at the DMV, it'll ask you if you want to use your driver's license signature, so that will come in through too. What we're looking for is we're not looking for exact duplicates. We're looking for significant ways that you stroke your pen, the way that you do certain letters. We're looking for similarities. So it does not need to be like a carbon copy, but it does need to look like your other signatures that you may have on file. We also have snippets of your guys' ballot signatures. So we compare them to a lot of things that you may have on your profile.
Hate to hammer on this, but I had an argument with my Republican son. And if they say they're not a citizen, it will be easy enough to mail them ballots. Do they still mail them ballots even if they're not citizens?
No, we won't be able to register them because part of it they need to be a U.S. citizen in order to register to vote. They can fill out a form.
It'll be rejected.
But we won't be able to process it. So I'm not gonna, if someone gives me a form that's, they mark off not a citizen, I'm not gonna, give it back to them and say, no, I can't accept it. I will accept it, but I can't process it.
Well, the Republicans say that thousands of non-citizen registered voters, I believe. But because they can't vote, they don't vote, because it's illegal. But you don't send them a automatic ballot.
No, because we don't process their registration form.
They do that. They do that.
They'll say a lot of things. Yeah. They would attest to it at the top of the
They're
form.
signing under penalty and perjury that everything that they're saying is true or correct. We don't go verifying.
And you're going on that it works with something, something
No.
to make sure that that's true.
No, we're not.
Based on what you've done.
Exactly, because they're signing under penalty and perjury.
Right, so people could lie.
So this is another question about the citizenship issue. So first of all, if you want a copy of the ballot to look at what it shows, if you can't see it on here, this question number 1, you have to check yes or no. I am a US citizen and resident of California. What they're saying is if you check yes and everything else is correct on the ballot or on the registration, you register them to vote. There's no verification with birth certificate, with last name. There's no verification. They are registered to vote.
Yes, because they're signing, it's a legal document. They're signing what they said on there is true and correct.
So if somebody found out after the fact that it was that they lied about some aspect of this, like they live in Nevada and they registered to vote in California, they could be held accountable for that perjury.
Yes.
But what she's also saying is if somebody fills out this form, it very clearly says that if you check no, you cannot register. But if somebody chooses as a non-US citizen or a non-resident of California to fill out this form anyway, the form will go back to the ROV. You'll see that they checked the no box and they will not be registered to vote, and therefore they will not get a mail-in ballot.
Correct.
Okay. Yes.
There was something about, was California going to move its primary to, March instead of June for the presidential year?
I'm not sure about that question. I mean, I can bring it up to my manager, but our division doesn't, deal with like that actual election dates.
That
We
was
strictly work voter registration.
That would be something through either the Secretary of State,
Yeah.
and it would probably need to go through the legislature. It would need to go through some sort of process. I'm not aware of anything in the works right now. Yeah.
I had raised the road previously and there were like, I didn't get the back. And I called like 2 days before the Secretary of State or whichever
The county.
They said, it's so weird, it's about talking about that, oh, yeah, you do something. And I said, you know, I've been using my every ballot that they don't do before that.
So if people have trouble or if they don't receive their ballots.
So if you don't receive your ballot and it's 2 days before the election, can't mail you a new ballot, but you can go into any vote center. It's not like a polling place anymore. You can go to any vote center and get your ballot that way, or you can come into our office and get your ballot through the ROV.
I looked at the seven stuff, I did the same search with my mother, she haven't out. We went to the register of the voters for Sunday before election, not more nice and helpful. We're planning election about this appropriate area center on this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a silence Thursday, the election number ballot is down.
Yes.
Then when you brought it at Santa Clara, I'll tell you that they see your ballot at the registered voter in Santa Clara.
Yes, it's called ballot tracks.
Right.
That's right through the Secretary of State. That all depends on the party. So they're the ones that allow the crossover. They're the ones that allow, if they're gonna allow crossover voters. Yeah, so like
So the question is, so as you know, like if we have a primary that's by party, there's only registered Democrats can vote, right? So the question is, if you choose to register as an independent, not independent party, as an independent, no party preference, are you able to vote in those primary elections?
if that party allows crossover voting, yes. They'll send out, so if you're no party preference, okay, so they will send out information to you prior to the election, letting you know whether or not the party that you are wanting to vote for or registered as is allowing crossover voting. They usually send out a little mailer.
I did not expect such hard-hitting questions. This is excellent. You're getting all of your questions. Yeah.
So I mentioned that I had 94 signatures signed, nomination signatures, and the registrar of voters denied 50%, more than 50% of these signatures that I spent, a lot of hard work, a lot of footwork to get. A lot of times it was the change of addresses. A big part of the issue with the signatures that I got. So at what point is it during the driver's license process that this is so often? When they're filling out new registration, their voter registration, or is it a different piece of their life that they or they need to come through and actually change their address in their registration manually?
So their address was different than what was on the paper.
That's what the registrar of voters this morning was that more than percentage, it seems insane, honestly, it seems insane. 94 signatures, only 45 of them were valid. But they were saying that the address had somehow been different. So maybe they had moved. In the Bay Area, a lot of people move often. So when are they being told that they move this new address? You should update your registration.
Well, people register every day. We only can do what we receive. If they are re-registering or updating their address, we do receive notification and we do mail out a letter for them to confirm whether or not that address is the correct address. But it's on them to return it back to us. So we do the mailing and have them confirm it, but they have to mail it back to us or bring it back into our office.
You all have given me with these questions an idea. We did this a few years ago. At the next meeting, we are going to do a check your voter registration. You can go online. You can look up your own voter registration. You can confirm that you are registered to the correct address well in advance of the next election. If you need help changing something, we can help you change something. If you need to change your party preference, you can do that. But we recommend, you have heard in the past few years about people being purged from voter rolls. That's not as big of an issue here in Santa Clara County, but it's human beings who are working on these things. So I recommend before every election, you check your voter registration, make sure it's accurate and up to date. The filing candidate paperwork can be a little bit different because it has to do with, some of them may have been rejected because they don't live in the district that they think they live in. So if you're running for D5 and they live in D3 and they filled it out anyway, there's a few more things that can mess that up. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
When we do signature verification,
What makes you an expert on signature?
we take a signature verification course through the FBI every year.
Going to be accepting volunteers as a polling place.
Polling places? Do you need volunteers?
Natalie? Yes.
Yes.
Yep, go into the back if you want to volunteer. They have all the information back there.
And we can register people, for example, at the farmers market, right? You don't need to be an employee of the ROV to help somebody. So if somebody wants to go and volunteer to register folks on high school campuses or college campuses, you can set up a table, you can do that. You have to make sure they're done correctly.
So if you go to the last.
Oops.
See that section, it said, did someone help you fill this or deliver this form? If you're gonna help fill it out, you would put your information there saying that you out. On both sections.
The top and the bottom section.
Correct.
Okay. Any last questions? We are at one last question. Okay.
So if you're injured and your signature doesn't match what we have, like, so say you sent out your ballot and it didn't match, we're going to send you a form that lets you know, hey, we received this ballot, but the signature doesn't match any of the ones that we have on profile. Can you please sign this form and mail it back to us, and we will compare it to that signature. Okay.
So also, we talked at the end of the last election about ballot curing. We asked folks to volunteer for that. So it's not simply you got a ballot, it looks like maybe it doesn't match and you rip up the ballot, right?
No.
What happens if it doesn't?
We hold on to it, we send out that form, we wait for it to come back. If it never comes back, then obviously your ballot won't get counted, but it doesn't get thrown away. We store them. We have a retention policy, but we do try to send that form every week. So if the first week we didn't get it back from you, you're gonna get another one. We usually send up to 3 notices.
All right. Any other questions? And it looks like.
I just have a quick comment. So I passed out everyone that's here, one of these packets here. This is a guide to voter registrations from the Secretary of State. So it's very helpful in conducting voter registration throughout the state of California. Also information here about penalties for failing to comply with the voter registration requirements. So I hope that you guys will take the time to read this. It's very, very helpful. In addition to what's being presented here. So this is just pretty much going over the voter registration form. And we have our two workers here from the voter registration division. I don't know if you know this, but the registered voters, we have 12 different divisions. So they are the experts in voter registration. Me and my work colleague in the back, we are from the precinct operations division, which is outreach, the trainers who are training the people to work the elections, and then also our operations staffs who are securing the polling places, negotiating contracts, doing the ADA compliance, and scheduling the people, the 1,100 people that we're hiring. So there's 12 divisions. So these two individuals here speak directly to their expertise, which is voter registration.
Thank you. And with that, please give them a very warm thank you. We appreciate you being here and taking some tough questions. There's paperwork at the back if you want more information. That is going to conclude us for tonight. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back in this room in 2 weeks for South Bay Swing Left, and then in a month, we'll be back here for OCI. But we will see you before then because we're all going to be at No Kings. Take care. Hello. How are you?
Well, now that I see you, I'm doing well.
Oh, well, thank you.
There was so much tonight. Is it all on the website?
It will be. I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to upload the slides. I can't promise it's going to be tonight because I'm very tired. But it'll all be there. There was a ton of info tonight. But yeah, it'll all be available.
Thank you for giving.
Thank you for being here.